Just relax, honey. I just want to come out here and say thank you. I want to come out here and say thank you for flapping your little gums and showing those video clips and reminding Stone Cold Steve Austin what you did to him last Monday night. And shut up, you're pathetic. And since I can't touch your little mealy-mouthed husband, old Stone Cold Steve Austin thought he'd come out here and give you a little present right from the bottom of my heart.
Oh my God! This is Hellblade!
This is Christian Rose, Old Evil, That Damn Coyote, Moonshine, Illinois' favorite son, The Truth, The Bitter Lunatic, a man with so many nicknames even I can't remember them all, proudly representing those damn coyotes, King in the Valley, and you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introduce first your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the Grip Wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ.
Hello, wrestling world. Come gather around. It's your boys, the Sit Down Marks. We're coming at you, episode number 73. As usual, we are, you know it, the best kept secret in wrestling podcast. Thank you to TW Ward, the voice of Memphis Wrestling, bringing us in each and every week. Let me talk to the boys here. Looks like Lucha Daddy has returned. Daddy Lucha, welcome, a.k.a. Primo, or are you just Lucha Daddy now?
Let me tell you, the three-time champ, Lucha Daddy, is back for episode 73, baby. We're happy to see everybody here in your purple shirts, looking all dumb, looking like Barney the big purple dinosaur, and you got Michael.
Well, don't crush on my purple shirt, man. This is the Shane Show shirt here. This is Shane Baileyman, the best manager in
Actually,
I
do happen to like both of your shirts.
You do. AJ, what's going on, man? The former waitress crippler is now the
Roman is a wink pheasant.
The COVID dodger. Is that what you call yourself?
Oh God, that miserable. I got tested like 4 times.
Wrangler.
So yeah, long story short, AJ couldn't work with us this weekend because had a little bit of a scare. So we'll talk about that. But glad you're okay. Glad you're here and back with us once again. Mago. Welcome, sir.
We fought on Friday night, Mago.
You suck!
You marks don't know what you like. Only I know what you like, and I'm coming on you harder than any other man that's come on you.
Oh, man.
Probably valid.
Oh, Magnum. I'll tell you what. Primo, where are you getting these masks from? Those are fire, dude. That looks really cool. I don't know what's funny is watching you in a mask tell Michael that he sucks.
I mean,
you should be the heel. Mike should be telling you that.
This one and the Patriot Daddy from last week I got from Amazonia.
Primo, that mask makes you look like Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Like.
Thank you to everybody listening on all those podcast platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Stitcher. We're on all of them. Thank you guys all for checking us out, and on SportsWire Radio each and every week.
I can't
on
unsee
Fridays.
it now.
Thomas Bryce, right before his show, we are on every Friday and throughout the week. He's played us every day. So check out sportinarium.com. SportsWire Online Radio, and check us out. Leave us a review on any of these platforms if you would feel so inclined to do so. So looks like the giggle boxes have broken out early here.
You're gonna have to take that thing off, man. You're
No, leave it on the entire time.
Lucha Daddy does not reveal who he is.
Oh my gosh.
That's Primo's younger brother Ezekiel.
That's right. Well, you know the best thing about Lucha Daddy is that my daughter, she'll tell Lucha Daddy, she'll be like, my daddy was talking trash about you, Lucha Daddy. And then I'll go back to her daddy will come around and then she'll be like, Lucha Daddy said you're a baby. So my daughter, she lives the gimmick too.
She's starting the feud, huh? She's getting the feud sparked up.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to put my notebook over your picture, dude. I cannot get through this with that. Damn it, AJ.
All right, let's kick it off, Jukebox. Let's see what you got for us here to start the pod off this week. Yes. Oh, Claudio. What do you guys like? You guys like that or no?
I love it.
Hey, I love it too. Yeah.
What is that's Michael, what is that?
That is the William Tell Overture.
Thank you.
There you
yes.
go. Yep.
There it is.
I like doing the old Cesaro 2-hand pump to the da 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 da. The crowd should start doing that, be kind of like yes, 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 something like that. So
actually, I don't know why. I think it's very fitting. So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it does fit him. At first, I was like, being in the Blackpool Combat Club, it's not very tough song, so to speak. But
it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's a very happy, bouncy song.
Sure. But all right, AJ, what's going on in wrestling history this day, sir?
Things happen.
Stuff.
I don't know. Today is what, the 20th? The 20th of July. For all you dirty, smelly, lovely marks out there. First of all, in 1963, when Dirty Bird had his first kid, Vern Gagne defeats the Crusher in Minneapolis, Minnesota to win the AWA World Heavyweight title for the fourth time. Gagne also won the Omaha version of the world title, which Crusher had won from Fritz von Erich 5 months earlier. There's some names for you.
Sweet.
In 1973... back when Dirty Bird's first kid went to high school, Jack Briscoe defeats Harley Race in Houston, Texas to win the NWA World Heavyweight title, and he races first reign after less than 4 months.
I was negative too, having my first kid. Wow, that's science right there.
You're an impressive fetus.
I am. Encino Man.
Also, Adam Rose.
Reason the Jews.
Oh God, we're not going to start that again, are we?
Buddy.
And Adam Rose was
50 podcasts ago.
It really was. That was a long time ago. Also, there's really nothing else that happened. 2 title changes took place on WCW Monday Nitro.
2 child changes?
Excuse me. I had to sneeze.
Pardon moi?
In 1992, Scott Hall taped his first few matches as Razor Ramon. He taped them for WWF Superstars of Wrestling. He defeated Jim Powers and Paul Van Dow.
Hey-o.
So that's cool. And then that's all I got, really. There's a bunch of other bullshit that no one cares about.
But you don't know why I'm here.
Everyone knows everything.
Yep. Primo, what's going on in headlines there, Lucha Daddy?
Let me talk to you. So let's start off. Actually, there's something pretty. I don't know what
substantial.
It would be. It's sad, I guess,
okay.
But going on in the UK, it's around Will Ospreay's area. Via his Twitter, people were evacuated from their homes yesterday due to the high heat in the UK that caused a fire that engulfed a few families' homes in Winnington. His mother got the keys for a complex for all of them to stay, gave them food and water, and is doing everything she can to help the families affected. He's also posted a GoFundMe on his Twitter as well to help any of those families that may have been affected if anybody would like to help.
Hottest place on earth was the UK yesterday. Isn't that fucked up?
Wow. What
On
was
earth.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, what a sad story, man. When I seen that too, it's awful.
Next up, Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter says that Fightful Select has learned that talent and staff in AEW have been told that Kenny Omega is nearing a return.
Hell yeah, Michael's favorite.
Hey, all out.
Yeah.
All out.
Probably, yeah.
Bang!
He's gonna come back as a babyface.
Bid you adieu. Okay.
I bid you adieu.
I wish he'd come back to Terminator.
That would be awesome. With his Terminator music and
The
everything.
cleaner. Come back to cleaner.
Yep.
I just rewatched his first match with Okada not too long ago because I had a lot of time to kill over the weekend.
I
So
was just saying, did you knock out about 3 hours of your day?
yeah, 57 minutes.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Love it.
They're great, though.
So via WrestleZone, HBO's Real Sports with Brian Gumbel is working on a Vince McMahon story now.
Oh, boy. Are they following him, like, with what's going on right now or something?
Oh, I don't know. But,
I would assume so.
yeah. One could
Brian
assume.
Gumbel's a wank pheasant.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just gonna call everyone that because it's on my shirt.
Yep, that's fair. You should, if you ever meet Roman Reigns, I fully expect that shirt to be on your person.
Yeah.
The opponent for Ric Flair's last match has been revealed. It will now be a tag match with Ric Flair and Andrade.
Ow!
Ito! That's Lucha Day's cousin. Versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. As of now, also, this is the current card for the whole event. It's not gonna lie, it's kind of stacked. So they're opening. They have a bunkhouse battle royale right now. The only participant for that so far is Bully Ray.
Is it just him? He's
Yeah, he's in the battle royale all by himself.
Okay.
Next up, you have Brian Pillman Jr., PB&J, and
PB&J.
Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson in the corner versus the Mortons, Kerry and Ricky, with Robert Gibson in their corner.
Rock and roll, baby!
Oh, I should have got my mullet. Oh, the Primos mullet. The Briscoes versus Marshall and Ross Von Erich.
Okay.
So,
there's some legacies there.
yeah. New Japan Pro Wrestling Showcase match, Clark Connors versus Ren Narita. MLW Showcase match, Harry Smith versus Killer Cross with Scarlett.
Uh-huh.
AAA Showcase match, Taurus versus Ray Phoenix versus Bandito versus Laredo Kid.
Flippy.
Two people that wear
All
bandanas
the
on their
flippies.
face. Impact Wrestling Dream Tag Match. Motor City Machine Guns versus the Wolves.
Nice.
That'll be cool, yeah.
Man, this is fire. Golly.
Jeez,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a stacked card.
Impact Knockouts title match, Jordan Grace defends against Deonna Purrazzo and Rachel Ellering.
Jack Grace.
Yeah, Jack Grace. Impact World Championship, Josh Alexander will defend against Jacob Fatu of MLW. And then obviously the main event is the mentioned tag team match, Ric Flair and Andrade versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Jeff Jarrett, who is currently contracted with WWE. Yeah, that's interesting.
Do you think
Go ahead.
does Jay Lethal come out and do a woo off?
Oh my god, I certainly fucking hope so.
Oh, I'm sure. They've been practicing this for a while. They've been posting videos.
I mean, he's the one that was training with Rick.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is smart. Like, don't let Rick do a one-on-one. You know, he can
No.
hot tag.
He let
get in
Jay
his
and
stuff.
Andrade carry the match,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
let the old
So-
schoolers come in for a second.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who's tapping out to the figure four?
Jarrett.
Jarrett?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Jarrett.
Yeah.
Vegas has odds on this match. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they even have odds on who's gonna bleed first.
Flair all day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, give me Flair. I don't care what the odds are.
Who's
give me
gonna,
Flair.
also, who's going to cry first? Because also Flair.
But
Right.
who's going to tap the temple first?
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal.
Who's going to put up two fingers first?
Yeah, who's gonna have the better? Who's gonna have the better strut?
Who's going to wear
Flair.
stupid fucking nipple suspenders?
Killer Cross. Okay. So,
Also on the card, yes.
yeah, that's true. And finally, last piece of headline here. This one I want DB to talk a little more about. WWE and NASCAR have partnered once again as the number 7 car will run the SummerSlam scheme for the Tricky Triangle this Sunday, July 24th. Tell us what you think about that car when it was unveiled, DB.
Not lying, man. It's fucking beautiful. I love it. Like I think it looks great. The way that NASCAR does it now, the number's not directly under the window.
Yep.
It's moved up closer to the tire. It's perfect for that SummerSlam logo that's going to be on the side. So long story short, there's a lot of guys in NASCAR that, are the top guys that have constant sponsors. Okay. And then there's guys like Corey LaJoy, who drives number 7, a Ford. He, he has a certain amount of sponsors for each race. And, sometimes he's looking to pick up sponsors for week to week. He's kind of the underdog, kind of lovable, a little bit lovable loser type role in NASCAR right now. He's the son of a former lovable loser, type. His dad was kind of the same way, Randy, you know what I mean? And so it was like 2 races ago. Everybody knows Chase Elliott, basically the biggest name in NASCAR. So Corey LaJoy was coming to the line with like 1 to go, leading the race. This man has never won a race before in his life, right? Still trying to win a race. Well, he goes up to block Chase Elliott that's coming around him, ends up wrecking, right? So if he didn't, and everybody was like fired up that he was going to win. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this, no, this is not a NASCAR podcast, but what I'm saying is this is WWE.
He used to have one.
WWE are jumping on like Corey LaJoy at a perfect time because a lot of people are pulling for him right now because, like I said, he's kind of the lovable loser, and he's had some good races where he's been on the cusp of winning, that kind of stuff. Like he's like right there, man. And he's a funny dude on top of it. And so it's perfect timing, man, for WWE, man. When I seen that, I was like, holy cow. But yeah, it's a beautiful car, man. It's beautiful.
What I was thinking too, a little like left field kind of thought process was, what if you're a kid that's never ever watched NASCAR before, but you like wrestling, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's my new favorite driver. So he gets all these like fans just off of that too.
Smart.
Oh yeah,
Very smart.
and you know what they'll do? The day of the race, Sheamus is going to be there. Titus O'Neil is going to be, they're going to flood, pit road with a bunch of WWE celebrities, that they can, some people there, you know what I'm saying? Like, Becky or Charlotte or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like, so that comes along with, the paint scheme and stuff too. So, yeah, but man, the car looks great. Like sometimes they blow it, but man, this one does look
nice.
good. Yeah. Yep, very nice.
The last NASCAR race I went to in 2013 with Texas Motor Speedway, Shawn Michaels was the pace car driver.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Yep.
But that is today in headlines, July 20th edition.
All righty. AJ, it's time for your segment of the week that I actually was a part of this week. I'm excited to talk about this horse shit.
Horse shit it is.
I'm back. Chippendales wouldn't hire me, so now I'm back to being AJ's exclusive robot voice Cliff Man. So, without further delay, AJ's 40-minute video that hilariously attempted to expose secrets that wrestling fans already know. Don't insult our intelligence, pal. of the week.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Welcome back, Robot Man.
There we go. Yeah. I'm glad you got his job back.
Had a nice break. You know, he needed it. He's getting a little burnt
Chippendales
out.
wouldn't hire him. Yeah,
I bet Chippendales will hire Lucha Daddy.
they might.
No. You mean Lucha,
that's a
Lucha
gimmick.
Grommet?
That's a gimmick.
Grommet Daddy.
You know, the Robot Man kind of hit the nail on the head there. So what I had for you this week, which I made you guys watch because I'm not watching this bullshit by myself, is Exposed Pro Wrestling's Greatest Secrets. Shh, us fans don't know. Made in 1998. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I don't even know where to get started with this bullshit.
Yeah.
It is the most condescending, fucking patronizing thing
That's
I
a good way to put it. Is condescending.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody hated wrestling putting this together.
So what this is, you know, I don't know if you guys remember the Magician's like Greatest Secrets revealed. They did the same thing with pro wrestling, and they took these like pro wrestlers who were like supposed to be anonymous, but clearly you're like, that's fucking Christopher Daniels. Like, I know Christopher Daniels.
I knew it. Fuck you, Slither.
They have like the dumbest names ever, like fucking
All-American
boy.
Hey, that's my Iron Spirit Pro name when I get involved.
I think you should be Skullduggery. That was another one.
Skullduggery, the All-American boy.
Slither was another one, played by Christopher Daniels. Brash Knuckles. Did you guys know who Brash Knuckles was? Adam Pearce.
No way!
I knew he looked familiar.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And then, because of fucking course they are, we had Colossus and Brute Force, two more of the characters that they had. Guess who those two guys are? Because of fucking course it was these two.
The Blue Brothers.
Colossus was Pitbull number 1. Brute Force was Pitbull number 2.
Oh, of course.
I shit you fucking not.
They keep coming back, AJ.
Pitbull number 2 lives on this podcast. I don't know
Oh
where.
my god.
We cannot escape Pitbull number 2.
Rent free. It stays here. Pitbull stays rent free somehow. We don't indirectly.
Oh my god. So they essentially tell you how like wrestlers perform what they perform without getting hurt. It's like no fucking shit. Wrestling is like Santa Claus. You learn that it's not real when you're like 6. But you just go with it because it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
But they're like, the fans think it's... No, we fucking don't, you prick.
Right.
We know they're not really beating the fuck out of each other. Like, that's... Shut up!
I've never met a fan of wrestling since I was 7 that thought this shit was real.
No. Because no one does. So, I do like... Some of the stuff is just flat wrong as well. Like, they kept calling baby faces the baby. No one refers to the baby faces as the fucking babies. Like, shut the fuck up. Also, the granny plant? There's this thing where they have, like, this granny.
Well, in all fairness, Hogan did do that in WCW.
Yes,
that happened a lot in my day.
Well,
granny
yeah.
plant.
But it was always Kevin Sullivan dressed as a granny.
It was always
But the best part about the granny plant is they explain how, you know, the heel wrestler will go and like push the granny and it's an actual granny. But then when the granny's on the ground and the narrator's like, she's in on it, the granny's like, and like winks at the wrestler.
She like winks at the wrestler.
This thing is so fucking stupid, but it was so funny. So I made you guys watch it. What do you guys think?
Well, let's listen to this short clip, and I'll give you my thoughts afterwards.
But first, here's one of pro wrestling's fabulous fakes, the suplex. Skullduggery flips Slither upright. Shoulder to shoulder, he takes him down for a spine-crunching fall. It looks painful, but it's really not.
It's really not.
But it's really not.
First of all, actually landing on the mat doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't.
But I told Dirty pre-pod that my favorite thing was when they talked about the fists and the open fists.
Yeah, they're like...
Yeah. So the whole thing, you were right. I thought that the best way to describe the whole thing was condescending and like wrestling fans are just idiots.
Yes.
Yeah,
so ridiculous.
So somebody that hated wrestling trying to like expose wrestling to somebody if they didn't know already, and Yeah, like I'd like to know how much they paid these guys. You know what I mean, to be on this, to do this. You know,
And I love the names.
Yeah, I remember in '98. Like, you know, I remember when this came on TV. I remember watching it live, and you know, it was like it was almost like a murder mystery going on. You know what I mean?
Like they're like pulling the curtain back.
The drama, yeah. It was like it was. Oh, it's so funny. It was hilarious.
This video, and haha, joke's on you, AJ. You can't make me watch it. I've already seen it twice. This entire video is that jackass person that finds out you're a wrestling fan that walks and is like, you know it's fake, right?
Exactly. The whole
and then you like
video.
punch him in the neck, and you're like, there you go. And you're like,
yeah, right.
That's actually a good way to put it. It's that guy for 40 minutes.
Yeah, just 40 minutes of Salem the Cat being a D-Lord. So.
It is Salem the Cat. He's the fucking narrator.
Yeah, we're like the lowest common denominator, apparently. You know,
I like
us wrestling fans.
You didn't think fans really brought signs to the show? Yes, they
fucking
do.
Yeah, they do. A lot, actually.
I know many people who have brought sands to wrestling finds.
And then letting you know that the ref is in on the finish.
Oh,
what a
shot.
Whoa,
what a concept.
Yes.
That reminds me, there was one thing that I found kind of interesting was the commentator with the two fingers, one finger. Like I didn't, or with the pen. Like I didn't know that. Like I didn't know the commentators had little hand signals to be like, all right, wrap this shit up.
Bring it home, yeah.
That part was kind of cool. The rest of it was utter nonsense.
That's actually something that comes up in the match we all watched for later. I'll point it out to you. I don't know if you all caught it, but yeah, it's everyone who's been watching wrestling knows all this crap. Like,
yes.
Like,
also, who the fuck uses a backbreaker as a finisher? Fuck off.
Lex Luger.
He had the torture rack.
Torture rack.
He had the bionic forearm.
It's a type of backbreaker, yeah.
Yeah.
I like also how they call it the cell. Not selling, it's the cell. Like it's some giant. Listen here, rubes. Like shut the fuck up. It's not called. It's called selling.
Wrestling's come a long way since '98.
What's funny is like no one will get more bent out of shape than about this than wrestling fans.
Yeah. Who was
like if you're gonna make fun of us, at least make fun of us right. Like this was cheaply done.
Yeah, we have so much you can take shots at us for.
Yeah.
We have so much.
Yeah, make fun of us correctly, not for the fucking granny plant, whatever the fuck that. Like, fuck off.
Granny.
What kid takes an autograph book to a?
Whoa. I used to take autograph book to show.
Did you really? Did you ever get anyone to sign it?
Of course I did. Yeah, I don't know
you
where it
still
is
have it?
now. No, I wish I did.
Boo.
I mean, I didn't take it to like NWA shows, but I probably took it to like round the corner shows. You know,
you got Skullduggery and Slither.
I probably do somewhere.
Brute force
somewhere. I was an all-American boy kind of guy myself.
I'm just gonna let you know that my finisher will be called the Granny Plant, and it'll be a fire. All-American boy strikes again.
Oh my god, I am so mad right now that I didn't think of that first.
Michael, don't ever tell me what it actually is. I just want my imagination to just run wild on that, man.
I'll let you. It comes out of nowhere. That's all you got to know.
Every time you do it, are you going to be like, how's this for driving Miss Daisy?
All right. Welcome to the show. I'm the Dirty Bird. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about. AJ and I have got to cover the card from Iron Spirit Pro last Saturday. We got our weekly reactions, including Michael here with the undead rankings for each and every promotion. Primo's music class returns in our usual shenanigans, along with a review of Primo's pick of 3 Stages of Hell, the 2 out of 3 falls match from No Way Out 2001, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H. You heard him at the top of the pod, kicking it off. Primo, kick us off.
Yeah, get off my pod.
Or I'm gonna come on you harder than you've ever come.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks. Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right, so last Saturday, the Sit Down Marks sponsored Iron Spirit Pro. Primo, get the booze ready because AJ didn't show up for work. He was sick. So I had to do a lot of fucking work because of AJ. So, yeah, boo this man. Boo this man.
Boo!
So
You suck!
You suck! All right, so yeah, it was a very successful weekend. A lot of work, but it was all worth it in the end. We had, I think, probably close to 300 people probably at the show. One of the biggest Iron Spirit Pro shows ever. Like I said, I couldn't have really have been more happier. It was almost a standing room. We had a big line to get in. No surprise, though, on the card. Brew Baker retained the title over Orion Starlight, which was a pretty good main event that didn't last too long, but it was outdoors. It was a beautiful night for wrestling. What I thought was probably the match of the night was Connor Hopkins and Brooks Berna, the Coyotes, over lost to technical difficulties, which the crowd was super pumped. They were into it. And these guys both really got over here. So a couple other results. The lowlifes remain undefeated. CJ Esparza beat Camaro Jackson, so he might be in line for Iron Spirit Pro title shot. Mad Dog beat Saman Gage. Etsy Orlandi beat 12 Gage. Really, really awesome show Saturday night. Our next Iron Spirit Pro show is at the Sweet Corn Circus. We're going to do like 4 matches on August 27th, but the next show that AJ and myself will be at, and I'm going to make AJ show up whether he's sick or not this time, August 20th, Dreamwave Wrestling. We're going to be there supporting their show. That's going to be awesome. Check those guys out. We'll be talking about that later as that comes up to closer to the time. So, but yeah, it was a great night of wrestling. Thanks everybody for coming out, and couldn't really have been more happier. So let's get on with the recaps here. Primo, if you want to start us off, man, what do we need to know from Impact and the NWA from last week?
So Impact started off, we had Josh Alexander and the Motor City Machine Guns defeating Violent by Design, but most importantly about this, EY came out alone after Diener and Doering. Also after the match, Chris Sabin teased going after Josh Alexander's world title, in which later Scott D'Amore booked that the next #1 contender match will be Alex Shelley versus Chris Sabin. So that'll be your next #1 contender. Steve Macklin,
fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Steve Macklin pulled one over on James Storm by defeating him after a collision with the exposed turnbuckle. After the match, however, Sami Callihan appeared in the ring, but Steve Macklin had already escaped, so Callihan wasn't able to get his hands on him. Brian Myers, I like this one.
Me too.
I like this about Brian Myers here.
Yeah.
Brian Myers is your digital media champion. And
Totally
this is kind of funny.
Yeah.
He tells Bhupinder Gujjar that he can't challenge for that digital media championship until he's verified on Twitter.
That's great.
You might be waiting a while then.
Right.
Until you get that blue check mark or
Yeah,
something.
check mark.
And then in the main event of Impact, we had Honor No More and Bullet Club. The war wages on. However, Honor No More won this small battle and stood tall at the end of the show.
Yeah, they're still wrecking shop, man.
Yeah,
like, they've been wrecking shop for a while.
They beat up on Good Brothers, Chris Bay, and Ace Austin.
Brian Myers thinks he's a digital media champion, though, don't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Matt Cardona isn't there, so might as well, right?
Sure.
Give it to the most professional wrestler.
Right.
Next up, we have NWA Power, brother.
Power.
So, Max the Impaler defeated Taya Valkyrie and Ella Envy and seems to join forces. If you don't know who Max the Impaler is, look it up. With the Sinister Minister afterwards.
If you don't know who Sinister Minister is, look it up.
Right, you look that up too.
If you don't know who Lucha Daddy is, good.
Look it up. Read a book. La Rebellion with Damien 666 defeated, versus OGK, ends in a DQ. The two teams brawled after the match, and Damian Say kicks Mike Bennett and spits mist in Matt Taven's face. You know, a lot of these guys, because as you'll find out in the next match, I'll go ahead and say the next match too. Nick Aldis in the main event wins. He wins the race to the chase. So the race to the chase is over, AJ. So now we're just at the chase. Because Nick Aldis won.
We are just at the chase. They raced.
They raced to there.
We've been racing. We've been racing to the chase. Let me know when we get to the chase.
He defeated Brian
We're
Myers.
there now.
Brian Myers, Tom Latimer, and Mike Knox. You know, a lot of these people are pulling double duty on Impact and NWA, which we know. I don't know when or if NWA is taped, but we know Impact is taped in advance.
Yeah.
So, however, that is all we have for NWA Power. It looks like Nick Aldis will face Trevor Murdoch at the next NWA event.
All right. Michael, you got any rankings for Impact?
Yes, sir, I do. All right. So you are looking at your your strongest person.
The granny plant. The granny plant's fucking killing us.
It's that and the parentheses.
Everybody's got the damn fucking giggles because Michael invented the granny plant. Michael sending people to Michael sending people to retirement home, and we don't even know what the movie is yet. All right, here we go.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Granny plants.
Okay.
Impact
granny rankings. All right.
We got it out.
Okay. Your strongest person Impact right now is actually Trey Miguel. He's coming in with 12 points, so he's got a lot of victories racked up. He's got a win percent of 120% win percent right now. Your second place is actually Jordan Grace, the KO champ.
Yeah, she hadn't lost in a while.
We call her Jacked Grace.
Jacked Grace. And then your number 3, you have world champ Josh Alexander. Both Jack and Josh have a 100% win rate right now. I'm coming in at 7 and 9 points respectively.
Drake and Josh.
That is who your Impact strongest players are at the moment.
Thank you, sir. AJ, AEW Dynamite. What you got?
Well, fight none of fight. Oh my God. Night 1. Fighter
Fest.
Oh, what is going on here? So, first thing I want to talk about is mine and Michael's favorite, Orange Cassidy versus the on fire Wardlow for the TNT Championship.
Oh God. I
will say
notes.
This is my favorite match the two of them have had. Like, not just together, but like separately, because Wardlow actually looked like he had a challenger for once. And Orange Cassidy actually cared.
Right.
It actually seemed like it. He just still did his stupid gimmick, which it made me think a lot that I want to ask you guys something later, but I'll bring that question up later on. But the match itself was actually really good. Wardlow looked vulnerable for once, and it just happened to be Orange fucking Cassidy that made him look vulnerable, which I was okay with. Obviously,
Trent and
Wardlow
Chucky
wins.
T were ringside too. They got thrown out for having a chainsaw.
Yeah, a chainsaw. And I love how backstage before the match they're like, "Oh, we're gonna cheat as much as possible." Like, these are baby faces, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna cheat. Otherwise, you're gonna get just murdered. So we're gonna try and cheat as much as possible for you." And then they got thrown out immediately because they had a chainsaw. But the actual match was. It's the best that I've seen Orange Cassidy, and Wardlow is a fucking monster. And then I like the show of respect at the end, obviously. Then we have Chris Jericho promo. Chris Jericho promo.
Yeah, it was okay.
he said he's gonna, bring back the Painmaker, which is fine. Like, I like the Painmaker.
I liked it.
That's when he's got the black over his eye, right?
Yeah, like the kind of like jester makeup a little bit.
I liked it enough. It almost made its way into the intro. So
yeah, pain.
It's only, except for the fact that it's like 6 minutes long. I didn't want to do that to y'all.
Yeah, it was a long promo. And then Eddie Kingston just retorted with, "I'm gonna hurt you, and I'm gonna like it." I was like, okay, that's not new. But then we have a match between Jon Moxley and Takeshita, who is awesome. I never really paid much attention to him, but he's kind of fantastic.
Young guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he's really good. But he submits to Moxley, as he should. Oh, what else is next? We have, my boy, Griff Grifferson.
Yes. Luchasaurus ended him, though. So
yeah, he's done now.
It's like, look at Griff.
So Christian Cage cuts another just vile heel promo, but I like this line because he's like, it makes me so sad that your dad, he's talking to PB&J. He's like, it makes me so sad that the last thing your dad left in wrestling is you. I was like, that's a really fucking good line.
Yeah, it was a good line.
And then Luchasaurus proceeded to murder Griff Grifferson and then tried to like choke slam him through a table on top of Pillman. It didn't break. It looked hurty.
It did look painful. And so they did it again, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They repeated it like some indie geeks. And it broke the second time.
Yeah, I like this evil dinosaur.
Michael, what do you think of the evil dinosaur? Your eyes are screaming right now.
Not that long ago, we were talking about there's so many legitimate reasons to make fun of wrestling fans.
Like not that long ago, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, this is one of them. This is one of them. There's a dinosaur that throws people through tables.
But now he's an evil dinosaur.
Just think about that sentence and how goddamn surreal that sentence is, and it's true. There's an evil dinosaur who throws people through tables.
That's more believable than a friendly dinosaur throwing people through tables. Like on a scale of believability. On a scale, I get Granny planted through a table.
Granny Plant's coming for you.
This is true.
But on a scale of believability, evil dino, one step over friendly dino.
Shiny that gets distracted by shiny things. Does the evil one still get distracted by shiny things?
Yes.
You know what's funny about this? Since Christian's turned heel, something that isn't like not many people talked about is that it's fucking July and his heel attire. His heel attire is a black turtleneck and a jacket, like some evil villain.
Yes, he just came from his lair or something.
Probably because no one notices compared to the dinosaur next to him. One's a bit more like, what the fuck is that doing there?
He's like evil dinosaur, half
looking at me where he wants.
He is the raptor on the plane trying to get Alan's attention.
Alan. Yes, we got it in. So up next, I just want to talk. Not a lot of stakes with this match, but Claudio Castagnoli versus Jake Hagar. Oh my God, Cesaro is so fucking awesome.
We the people.
They are going to book him. Yeah, they did those chants, and I was like, no, don't do those.
I'm here for it. I love the nostalgia.
I do too.
I don't like when companies reference other companies.
I do to an extent,
I don't like that.
But I mean, I don't like it when fans reference other companies for some reason. But I love Claudio.
Well, it's just like when I watch a movie and you see like the movie title and you get into the movie and then like at some point they say the movie title and you're like, oh, they did the thing. I like that.
Or like a CM Punk chant in WWE. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
They're doing it. They did the thing.
In this match, though, did you guys notice that Claudio did not get gassed at all? Jake Hagar was completely blown up. As he should
never noticed because he never does.
Never. I have never seen him blown up ever. It's like the most amazing thing I think I've ever seen in wrestling.
Athlete, like the freakiest freak athlete.
Fantastic shape.
It's unbelievable. I can't wait for him he'll have some sort of belt soon, finally, and I love that they're treating him like a star, as they should have all along in WWE. And then we have the triple threat match for the tag team titles. How the fuck about this? I was not expecting this, and I was very happy with the result.
Yep. I was happy
don't
with the
understand
result, and I was actually really happy with the match itself. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the hell out of the match, actually.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it too. This was a quick title run for the Bucks.
Sorry, really quick. I like David's comment in the chat. How about that no dime straw in Memphis midcard? I agree about Jeff Jarrett. But anyways, Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, they win the AEW championship, and they looked fantastic, dude. Like, this is such a cool match. It was so much fun. I think it was the right result. I don't really understand it. Maybe you guys can provide some sort of, because I thought like they were getting ready to put the belts on FTR, like taking them off the Young Bucks at like All Out or something like that.
They probably decided the Bucks and FTR didn't need the belts to feud, I guess. So
that's true.
Try to build some new stars. Only thing
Something
I
about,
or they're going to do it later.
That's not why they did that.
Well, something
Bucks
too.
don't want to lose to FTR. They don't want to drop the belts because they have the rivalry going of who's the best tag team in the world. It's FTR, by the way.
It absolutely is FTR.
The Bucks are booking themselves like the best tag team in the world. So they're not going to drop the belts to FTR. They're going to have a transitional champion before they put them on FTR.
Good.
That's my thought.
That Lucha Doggy? That Lucha Doggy?
Lucha Doggy.
Lucha Doggy. So, but another thing too, when earlier in the headlines when I talked about how Kenny Omega's coming back soon, apparently that's also caused a shuffle in some of the storylines that has to do with his closest people, like the Elite and stuff like that. So maybe that's why.
That's fair. But yeah, it was a really good match. And so what the question I want to ask you, well, I'll get to Rampage first. Which there wasn't really much AEW wise that went on. We have House of Black versus Dark Order, which is a fun match because Johnny Hungy is in it and he's always good. House of Black gets the win. Jonathan Gresham versus Lee Moriarty for the ROH title. This was a fun match. Lee Moriarty is fucking awesome. I love Lee Moriarty. And I can't wait for like 3 years from now when he's just an absolute stud. He already is, but when he just is like top of the card, main eventer all over the place. He lost, but he's so good. Then we have Chris Statlander, and I only mention it because I love Athena against the Renegade Twins. Nothing match. Athena and Chris Statlander get the win. And then the main event, which I didn't really care about, Private Party and the Lucha Bros. Sure, Lucha Bros get the win. Okay.
Yeah. Tony said that Jonathan Gresham is the 35th Ring of Honor champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
It's kind of cool to put a number on it like that. And then the other thing I've noticed, which I've noticed a lot lately, is there's a lot of guys in AEW doing driver moves. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot.
You know what I mean? A lot. Yeah.
Michinoku driver, Meltzer driver.
Yeah, yeah. And
Granny Plant.
Phoenix is doing one. Brody King's doing one. But yeah, I don't know, man. I've just watched it lately. I'm just like, getting nervous a lot. But you guys, I meant to ask you guys too, since we're talking about AEW. Did you guys see what Road Dogg said about AEW today? He said it looks like an indie show filmed with fancy cameras.
He's right.
Fair. I mean, yeah, that's very fair.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
The rumor is that he didn't get hired, so a lot of people are saying he's just piping off because he's mad he didn't get a job there or something like that. But
I mean,
that broke not long ago on Twitter before we went live here.
I mean, he's just saying something that's true. Like, whether or not he's being vindictive about it, sure, but like, it does look like an indie show shot on fancy cameras. Like AJ, you referred to him as indie geeks earlier, so it's like, there you go.
Yeah, a bunch of indie geeks, but fucking awesome. I love it.
I've never been to an indie show that has a big screen and fireworks and shit like that. I wish all indie shows were like that.
Have you ever been to an indie show that had an evil dinosaur?
No. But
have you been to an indie show
That
hosted by
surprises
a
me.
billionaire?
No.
Both of those surprised me actually. You've been
I
to a lot of indie shows.
I have been to Dynamite.
See, there you go.
Have you?
I've been to a Dynamite. Yeah. The one in Champaign where Cody cut the promo.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
On MJF where he threw the keys down. That's the only one I've ever been to. But I don't know. I don't get the maybe it's the way I watch it. I don't know. I don't really get like an indie feel from AEW. I get a WCW feel from AEW. You know what I mean? Like lower production doesn't look as good. Like the storylines are a little wonky. They're not doing dumb shit yet. Like,
like the Yeti,
Judy Bagwell on a scaffold.
Yes, yeah, right, yeah.
Kevin Sullivan, everything.
Yeah, or
everything's on a pole.
Who was the guy that fell through the wall? And it had the Stormtrooper mask.
Shockmaster.
Yes, they're not doing dumb stuff like that.
They're not bringing in RoboCop yet.
I get more WCW feels than I do indie. I don't know.
See, I get Ring of Honor.
Oh
no! As far as like comparing the two, I get Ring of Honor and AEW. If you need to compare them to another established company,
Ring of Honor I always thought looked like it was filmed by a camera I pulled out of the basement and just turned it on. You know what I mean? Like
that's basically it.
Any of us could have done it, but
I get Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and CZW crossed together is exactly what AEW is to me.
That's fair too. I can see that totally. Yeah, I see where the CZW comes into play. Yeah, but
here's my question for you guys about. I got a question about you. Let's go back to Orange Cassidy here real quick. I'm not going to say anything. Everyone knows how I feel about Orange Cassidy. All right, so Wardlow recently beat 20 men in about 5 minutes. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we met a couple of them.
Yeah.
And now Orange Cassidy is giving him trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't really wrap my head around that either.
Orange Cassidy, the guy who looks like he's maybe done 30 push-ups in the last week.
But
20 men,
sure,
who can flip a car easily.
Yeah,
take Wardlow out.
Only thing I'm thinking is like it's a little bit of a refresher for Orange. The new music, they're letting him hang with like one of the top tier guys and maybe kind of shake off a little bit of the goofiness, which it's not until he gets rid of the gimmick. I understand that part.
Take your fucking hands out of your pockets.
It's like,
So
I don't know.
Here's my problem with how this match was booked. Anyone Wardlow's going to face right now, other than another top guy, like a top guy, this should be 3-minute squashes. He should just be annihilating people. Like, how quickly did he take out MJF with 30 power bombs?
Right.
2 minutes. It was 2 minutes.
Now, you have to contextualize this stuff because Orange Cassidy. So they're saying Orange Cassidy is bigger and better than MJF. No.
That would be
Orange Cassidy is a tougher fight than 20 men.
Yeah, but they're just jobbers.
It doesn't take 20 people off the street and just say, okay, AJ, you can fight these 20 people or Orange Cassidy. Which one do you want to fight?
The 20.
You're gonna get it.
So this brings me I was thinking about this. So I was thinking about this when I was watching AEW this week. What are things especially over the past year? There are some things that I used to absolutely love, and now I really am not a fan of, and some things that I used to not be a fan of at all, but now I absolutely love. And there were two very distinct things that I noticed this weekend. One, Orange Cassidy. I used to love his whole thing, and now I'm like, And then the opposite of that is Taz. I love Taz so much on commentary.
You used to hate him. When we started this podcast, you hated him.
I know, but I love him so much. And so I was just thinking
remember
about
that time
that.
we called him a potato?
Sid Hook!
He's so fucking funny. And he's ridiculous, but I love Taz. I love him on
Sid Hook!
There it is.
What's really funny about it, though, is Taz at least, says different things. With Orange Cassidy, it's the same punchline over and over for 3.5 years now. Something like that. You've seen it. You've seen the joke. You know the punchline. It's all right, and So
It still gets a lot of crowd participation, though.
It does.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is why we get made fun of.
In fairness, yeah, I get it. You guys got anything else for AEW?
His finishing move is named the Orange Punch.
All right, so let's make quick picks here, guys. Let's make quick picks here for we got the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view this weekend. Let's run over it real fast. So we got Jonathan Gresham defending the ROH title versus Claudio, undisputed ROH world title. Pardon me. Any change in there?
I'm going to go yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to go with Claudio. Mm-hmm. I think so.
I'm sticking with Gresham. He just joined Tully. They need to keep some championships in that stable. So,
but that means that Claudio loses, and I don't think Claudio's losing anytime.
He can lose by schmaz.
No,
I think I'm going to go Claudio for the exact opposite. I think Blackpool Combat Club needs more gold in it to make it more legitimate because that belt's coming off Moxley once Punk gets back.
I can see Blackpool and the Gates of Agony kind of mixing it up there in this match. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
I also go with Claudio. Not that anybody cares.
So I'm the only Gresham pick here. Okay. How about Samoa Joe, the champion, the ROH World Television Champion versus Jay Lethal? I'm going with
Lethal. Me too.
I also am going to go with Joe. Or Jay, sorry.
Nobody said Joe, AJ.
Yeah, Jay with interference by Satnam Singh.
Yep.
Satnam.
All right, for the ROH Pure Championship, your champion Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia.
Changing hands.
Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I agree.
Yuta.
I'm staying with Utes.
Utes. I mean, I like Utes. I like them both.
Me too.
I think they're going to load Blackpool Combat up with as much gold as they possibly can.
Yeah,
all right, 2 out of 3 falls match for the ROH World Tag Team titles. The greatest fucking tag team on the planet right now. FTR, the champions versus Briscoes in 2 out of 3 falls.
They retain, but I am here for that match.
Oh, me too.
FTR, and I hope it goes. FTR, and I hope it goes 45 minutes.
Take my money.
That'll steal the show right there.
Yep.
Take my money. And the last one I see on the card here, Mercedes Martinez, the champion, the Ring of Honor Women's World Title versus Serena Deeb.
I think Serena.
Nah, Martinez.
Martinez goes.
Just because, I feel like they've been wanting to do something with Serena.
And she does look great every single week.
She gets segments every week too. So I'm gonna err on that side too. I'm going with Serena too.
I'm changing my answer to Serena.
Poor Mercedes, because it's been a quiet title run.
It has.
Mercedes is undefeated in her last 9 matches.
Mercedes!
Was it 9 matches in like 9 years?
All right,
no, but
all right, Michael, give us the AEW ranking, sir.
Okay, well, it turns out when you beat 20 men in one match, it makes you a pretty goddamn powerful person. So your top guy is Mr. Wardlow. After that, your new tag team champs of Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Hell yeah.
They are both because AEW's done a couple battle royals lately, and how this works is if you toss somebody, you get a point. It counts as taking a victory over them. And Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee just dominate those things, just absolutely toss people out left and right. So they've got a pretty good rank going there, and then Wardlow is at a 310% win rate right now because he beat 20 men in
one match.
In one match. That happens.
Nice.
That's what
David Hatley's answer in the chat said Gresham versus Claudio to a draw. I could see that for sure.
Oh, Broadway? Yeah, I can see that.
I'd be okay too.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just let them brawl all the way like right through the bell.
Well, it's a Broadway.
It's great. Good stuff.
Time limit draw.
All right, let's move over to
no dimes drawn.
WWE. Primo Lucha Daddy, hit it.
Lucha Daddy.
Nope.
Smacking it down, baby.
There we go. All right, so a few notes from Orlando, Florida. Pat McAfee comes out, as Cole says, Pat has signed a multi-year deal with WWE. He takes a shot at Corey Graves, saying he's sorry that everybody had to listen to him while he was gone. And he cuts a promo on Corbin. Corbin says he will see him at SummerSlam, yada yada. But this led off SmackDown, so it's kind of a big deal to them, I guess. So this kind of makes me think that Corey might do something against him later on down the line. With him kind of actually calling his name out. You know what I mean? Like,
I like it.
Yeah. Liv retained the title versus Natalya. Brock, they announced Brock's returning next week, so he's going to be there for the go home SmackDown, I guess. Heading into SummerSlam. Funny spot of the night, boys. The New Day. They come out dressed like the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. Yeah,
that was funny. I almost made that the intro.
Yep. And then main event was Angelo Dawkins beating Jimmy Uso. They made a big deal because Jimmy's shoulder was up and the referee didn't see it. Adam Pearce comes out to say that Double J, that's JEFFJARRE double T will be the referee of the Street Profits versus the Usos at SummerSlam.
Why did they throw that in there?
I don't know.
It is random as shit.
Yeah, that is random. When they announced it, I was like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Weird.
Super random.
So that's what happened there. We moved to Raw, which was in Tampa. Titus O'Neil is the new WWE Global Ambassador. Shocker.
Sure. Did they need a 20-minute segment for this?
Yeah, I feel like that was already known.
Yeah, I guess this was a formal introduction. And he said, welcome to Raw. And after he talked and stuff for a while, but
oof.
Yeah, so anyway, moving on.
My question
what?
I was just saying, do they need somebody every single Monday to say, welcome to Monday Night Raw?
I really hope not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because just fucking ring the bell.
Yeah. Look at AEW. Yeah. Do them. Do what they're doing.
So Matt Riddle was show.
Bro.
After the show, bro. That's right. He gets attacked by none other than Seth Rollins, like Lucha Daddy likes to say. None
other than.
So after it was all said and done, Riddle got curb stomped twice. And so this kind of adds fuel to their just announced SummerSlam match.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Yep. So that one was just announced. Veer showed up and he's like smiling and laughing. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We pulling the plug already here?
Oh, God.
Shocker.
He's going to start doing the Shanky dance?
Uh-huh. Yeah. They'll probably be a tag team. Watch.
They were a tag team.
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. They'll be like funnier tag team.
Yeah.
Theory cuts a promo that basically nobody likes him. AJ Styles interrupts him. They end up having a match. AJ wins by count out, but Ziggler was the one that cost Theory the match.
Good old Ziggles.
And then post-match, he gets the Theory has to take the old Styles clash.
I like that AJ came out and called him kiddo.
Right.
Yeah, kiddo.
Yeah. Yep. So
he's like, what were you doing at my age, AJ? I'm like, actually, AJ was doing stuff at your age.
Yeah.
So
Impact champion at that time.
Main event. Get your eye rolls ready. Logan Paul was on Miz TV. They end up scuffling, yada yada, of course. Ciampa ends up helping him, but Logan, kind of gets away. Miz accepts his SummerSlam match. So this is how it all went off. And
this was almost good because I liked the fact that Miz kept saying, "No, like you're not even on my like get out of here." I like that he kept doing that. He kept being like, "No, like fuck you, Kai, get out of here."
I think your Lucha mask is on a little too tight there, Lucha Daddy.
But I'm a fan of the Miz, so I always have been. And so he was denying him, and then I think it's stupid that after denying him like 3 times in a row, he was like, "Okay, fine, I accept." He could have waited till like a week or 2, or I guess next week,
right,
before accepting.
Well, that would mean that they have to delay making Logan Paul a face, or the baby, as it's called, from what I understand.
The baby.
The baby.
But yeah, they're trying to make Logan Paul face, and that's just not going to work because everyone hates him. So
what he got the crowd to chant "tiny balls" or something.
But he had to beg the crowd to do
Yeah,
it.
I was like, it would have been even funny if the crowd just did not at all.
Oh
There's
my
like,
God.
no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
They just all quiet up and just sit their arms crossed.
Nope.
I haven't disliked an episode of Raw this much in a very long time.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm excited for SummerSlam right now is Rollins and Riddle, because I think they'll put on a great match.
Yeah. Profits and Usos is going to be awesome, although we've seen it a bunch already.
Plus, it'll be schmozzy because Jeff Jarrett's there.
But last thing, kind of most importantly thing, next week's Go Home Raw is going to be at Madison Square Garden, and the Tribal Chief's going to be there, of course. So they announced him. Roman is a wink pheasant. So there you go. Any other mentions for Monday Night Rizal?
Roman is a wank pheasant.
Does it feel like we just watched a WWE pay-per-view?
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
We watched Money in the Bank.
Wasn't that like yesterday?
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Why is there another pay-per-view?
That's two big ones, too, back-to-back, too. But, I don't know. Summer wrestling. All right, so NXT, Cora Jade, with the big betrayal of her best friend, Roxanne Perez, comes out to try to do her little explanation, right? Well, the fucking crowd wasn't having it. They were booing her, talking over her, like there was all kind of things going on.
When she called Roxanne Perez, when she called Roxanne a bitch, the crowd they booed her even louder. They're like, what the? They're like, boo!
Yeah. So Cora says basically the reason why is because she's pissed that Roxanne cashed in her. What is it? You can cash in the title when you're the tag team champion, or
no. She won that.
Yeah, that's right. She won the breakout tournament. Yeah. So she was mad that she cashed that in on Mandy, yada yada, instead of focusing on their tag
titles. Yeah.
Yeah. So she threw hers in the trash
and
can.
She did the Alundra Blaze. Yeah.
She did.
I still didn't know that was a rule with that you could do that. Was that ever explained how that was just, you can do that now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm not sure. Like, honestly, I don't know. Like, it was like spread out so long, and this person's got to beat this person to be in the tournament. You kind of lose interest.
Well, the men's breakout tournament that Carmelo Hayes won like forever ago.
Yeah.
He just got a contract. He had a contract, but it is the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
He had a contract, and he cashed it in on the North American Championship, which he is now the 2-time owner of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but having like the tag team ones, then you can turn it into a singles one. Like I
don't think that's really what they did, though. I think that Cora Jade's whole gripe is that Roxanne decided to pursue the singles title, even though they have these tag titles right here. Like, you're ignoring them, so that's why she just threw her championship away.
Well, the fact that we have 3 grown adults who've been watching wrestling forever cannot figure out what happened here, or have like a clear line on it is telling you all you need to know about it.
Exactly. Yep.
So, new feud starting. The D'Angelo family attacked the Creed brothers, so this should be good. That should be a good feud starting up. Briggs and Jensen retained the NXT UK tag titles against my boys Pretty Deadly. And then the thing that me and Primo was talking about pre-pod, our old boys, GYV, soon to be recognized as now they are the Dyad with Joe Gacy, the new faction.
Smooth face.
The Dyad.
Yeah, so they are the Dyad now. So I'm interested to see what happens here. JD McDonough and Braun Breaker are beginning a feud after JD. He beat Cameron Grimes earlier in the night. We see Axiom debut. Did I say it right? Axiom?
Axiom. And that is like such a trippy entrance.
Sure.
It looks
like it is.
Yeah.
What's that movie? It was like he was
the movie The Fly. He's like,
Yes, yes, like computer. Yeah, it makes them.
But what's
move real
messed
fast,
up
but
about that, and I was purposely watching this, is because they still had that effect going on when he was on the top turnbuckle. So there was this lady in the audience. She was also doing it, so she must be a superhero too.
Right.
She was also possessed by it.
And then the main event was one of the battle royals Michael was talking about. Zoe Stark's return, and she wins a 25-woman battle royal. She's the new number 1 contender. She, kind of jaws it up with Mandy. Mandy shows her the title, yada, yada. That's how NXT goes off.
No, okay.
It was a decent show.
I really thought that Corey Gay was going to win that. I mean, she did the heel thing where she left beginning of the match and came back at the end and still lost.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. Because
Fuck Alexa.
Shut up.
The diet.
All right, so Michael, give us those WWE rankings here, man.
Before I give them to you, I'm just going to say this. Normally, I love a good battle royale, but I've seen so many lately. I don't want to see another one until Royal Rumble. Just stop. Please.
What about the reverse battle royale?
Oh my God, no.
Right.
See,
my favorite gimmick match of all time:
the reverse battle.
Reverse battle royal is like playing tag, man.
Everyone in the pool.
It makes no sense, but
it's so dumb.
NXT. Let's start with them first. Your top people in NXT right now are the Creed brothers, ranking in with a healthy 7 points apiece. They also have an above 100% win rate, so good for them. Then you have the lady Nikita Lyons. She's coming in with a perfect record still with 5 wins. So those are your 3 top ones in NXT. So looking pretty good there. I always love when tag teams are on top. It makes sense. All right, WWE main roster. Your strongest person right now is Bobby Lashley's. He's your U.S. champ, if you don't know, and he's got 12 points, which means he's got a 120% win rate, and he's at a 5-win streak right now.
Babo Lasho.
Babo Lashins.
The Almighty.
I don't know who that is, but next up you have the new and improved Veer Mahan, I guess, with his laughing and chuckle fuckery.
Sid Veer.
Oh God.
He's still number 2 with 10 points. He actually lost his last match, but he still has a win rate of 110% right now.
Yeah.
Now, the real person to keep your eye on, the real one that you want to see, Gunther.
Yes,
IC
true.
Champ. He is undefeated, 8 for 8, and the IC champ. So that is the one you want to keep your eye on. He's fucking awesome.
I really wish that he and Theory would swap places right now.
I don't know. I like him with the IC belt.
I do too.
I know, but I want him to actually challenge Roman Reigns. Theory's what is Austin Theory gonna fucking do? He's gonna do nothing.
Maybe this can be a build, man. We can do WrestleMania 6 all over. IC title versus world title, winner take all.
But where does the
Roman versus Gunther?
I would love that. That match.
I kind of like saying Gunther.
I
that's
think
a
I'm
matchup I haven't seen
the
a million
only
times.
one that is not a Gunther fan.
You're not on the Gunther train?
No, it's just me.
Wait.
I can see how.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hang on a second here. I have to have answers.
we can press on. We can press
you
on.
don't like a world-renowned, awesome wrestler. But
No, okay.
the dinosaur, you're like, give me more of that dinosaur. I need that dinosaur in my life.
Let me
Bring those
rephrase that.
2000s, baby.
Let me
Bring those 2000s.
let me
This is true.
rephrase that. It's not that I don't like him, the wrestler. I'm just not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Although I did like when he
doesn't
beat the
answer
shit
my
out of his he beat the shit out of his sidekick last week. That was cool.
Oh, for losing to Shinsuke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ludwig? Yeah.
Ludwig.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for our recaps, guys. It's time to move on to the dropkick discussion of the week.
Was it week, baby?
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
Thanks, Haven.
Do you think that Dan Perch watched Pro Wrestling Secrets Exposed?
Ooh.
And so he knows what he's supposed to be doing while he's in there?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see how it can be a wrestler if he didn't watch that, or a referee. So,
oh man,
part of the orientation process.
All right, so the dropkick discussion this week, as we've been moving on through Primos Picks in July. This week, the next to last one, Primo Triple H versus Stone Cold, 3 stages of hell, 2 out of 3 falls at No Way Out 2001. Tell us again real quick why this match, brother.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Triple H didn't make my top 5 when we did that episode, but maybe he did. I don't remember. Anyway, Stone Cold's there. This feud's amazing. The 2-man power trip. I love this feud. I love the concept of 3 stages of hell, and it's just peak of my fandom. I love this time frame. Everything's great about it to me.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right, let's get into it. So it's WWF No Way Out 2001. It's 3 stages of hell with Stone Cold versus Triple H. So it happened on February 25th, 2001 in Paradise. They said Las Vegas on the show, but it's actually in Paradise, Nevada at the Thomas & Mack Center with 15,223 in attendance. JR and Jarrett the King Lawler were on commentary. As AJ has mentioned before, this feud's so great. They hate each other, and the pressure was boiling over leading up to this 3 stages of hell because they were not allowed to make physical contact in the weeks prior, which if you heard in the intro, that's why he Stone Cold stunned Stephanie. And then I think the week after that, Triple H pedigreed JR. Dude, because, back then they were like, oh, they know JR and Stone Cold have such a tight relationship, so he's going to be pissed off about this. So anyway.
And he was.
Yeah, he was. So the first stage is your traditional wrestling match. Second stage is a street fight, and if the third stage is necessary, it is a steel cage match, which the third stage is always necessary.
Yeah, 100% of the time.
It's never ended in 2 falls. Ever.
Right. I just want to, so before we get this started, I just want to say one of the weirdest things to happen is right before this match. This is whenever we had Commissioner Regal, and Vince scares Commissioner Regal and tells him that tomorrow on Raw it's going to be William Regal and I forgot who it was against him and against Vince and his intergender tag partner. And Regal's all shook up. I'm like, William fucking Regal.
Oh, it's Vince
supposed to act scared of Vince McMahon in the ring.
It's the Shane McMahon thing all over again. Fucking McMahon.
But back to the match. Once again, we've said it many times here. Video packages. Amazing. Yeah. Michael Cole, what the fuck is up with that haircut? The game from Triple H is now available on WWF The Music Volume 5. I like how when Stone Cold's music hits, he comes out, but then he takes a look at the ring for a second, and at Triple H for a second, let the anticipation build before he sprints into the ring and the match begins. Let's kick it off. That's what I have before the match begins, boys. AJ, what do you have for the entrance up until the beginning of the match?
So I also love the build to it, like the whole they can't touch each other, so they're just gonna beat whoever's closest to them. And then the only other thing I had before the match started was Triple H's entrance gear. I hate it so fucking. I think it's so stupid. Like you have a perfectly fine leather jacket already.
Oh, the leather denim. Yeah.
But then you throw a denim vest over the leather jacket. First of all, he looks like a goddamn billboard. He is so fucking wide.
He's jacked during this time period. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
It's like his shoulders have got to be like 70 inches across. He's like a box. Also, why are you ruining two perfectly good jackets? Like,
Thank you.
I hate that. I hate that look for Triple H. I always have. I also hated
Sweating
how
his balls off in that arena.
I also hated how when they denoted the 3 stages that Triple H is going to be favored in the pure wrestling match. He's definitely going to win. Stone Cold is favored in the street fight. He's definitely going to win. It's like, shut up. Like, shut up. You're giving away what we now know is going to happen. Like, you're taking away all the intrigue of it. Just stop.
Also, Stone Cold came into the WWF as a technician, master technician.
The ringmaster.
Right.
Yeah, he's the ringmaster.
Michael, what you got before the match starts? Any notes?
I hate Triple H's entrance. Okay, I want you to, if I just sold this to you, what would you think? All right, this guy's a badass, right? So when he comes to the ring, you know what he does? He gets a water bottle, he puts a little bit in his mouth, and he spits it out.
But he's gonna make it look really cool when he spits it out, though.
Sheet.
Yeah, and it does. The light hits the spit.
Yeah, the way the light hits it, and the way he spits at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
That never bothered me.
So it's just the little things like that about wrestling. Just like, why? When you're like, what do I do when I go out there? How do I be different? I got it.
Give me that bottle of
and then he blows it again the second time. I always thought it was cool too.
Like, does it have like the Aquafina label on it? Like give me that bottle of Dasani.
I mean, what'd you want him to do? Like squirt it out like a fish? Like,
I mean, like, or like a sprinkler.
Oh, you got anything else, Michael?
Stone Cold is once again just crazy over, but that's the only other thing I have.
My notes up to the start of the match. We got Earl Hebner as the referee, and then I have to say it. Come on, guys! Both of you guys are wearing black, man. Come on, you guys can't talk before the match. Wear.
I mean, that's all Stone Cold wears. It's on Triple H.
Yeah.
So that's on Triple H.
Triple H, right? Yeah.
Plus,
so
I feel like this is the era when everyone wore black.
I'm like, who's the face
the
in this
90s.
match? Oh yeah, it's Austin because he's always the face no matter what.
I wonder why all I wear is black.
2 out of 3 falls.
Triple H.
You can always expect a lot of pin attempts in those matches. And my next question was, and we already answered it: has a match ever ended like this in two falls? But it has not.
I want to book one where it does.
So
and
it just surprises everyone.
And everyone's like, "Oh, so we didn't need that cage after all. We'll leave it up there."
All right, Primo, kick us off.
All right, let's get to the match here. So as I said before, Austin, he stood back for a second, but then after that, he sprinted to the ring and immediately started mauling Triple H. After the initial maul, he tried to Luthez press Triple H, but it seemed to be botched a little bit. Triple H kind of turned it into a flapjack onto the ropes. After that, how often do you see a pedigree countered into an arm breaker?
Not often.
Right. So now they're working on...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so now they're working on Triple H's left arm to the point that Trips can't hook the pedigree. So after this, we have a successful Luthez. JR called the first pinfall a lateral press like he does in AEW. I always liked the classic counter of sticking your foot in the air to stop an aerial attack. Now Trips is able to have some offense now that he's stuck his foot in the air and starts working on Austin's neck and legs. Triple H holding the ropes during the figure 4 is always so funny to me because he's doing it literally right behind Earl Hebner's back. I like how amped up the crowd is for them at this match. They're pretty hyped during this. Of course, I would have been too. And afterwards, Triple H kicks Austin right in the nuts, right in front of the ref. JR and King even talk about it, and Hebner had to have seen it, but obviously he's not supposed to be disqualified here. But then he tries to hit a maneuver from the top rope, but Stone Cold counters into a stunner and pinfall to win the first fall. Moving on, they move, of course, immediately into the second fall, which is a street fight. Austin immediately, since he's the one standing, immediately throws Trips to the outside. Austin hits Trips in the face with one of the fat monitors and then falls because he's tangled up in the cords. My own notes make me laugh. Then Austin starts throwing all the chairs in the ring and even takes the one out from underneath one of the ring crew guys. He makes him stand up. He's like, give me that chair too. Taz did not call that show.
Should have.
So, yeah, he should have. But, meanwhile, while Stone Cold was throwing chairs into the ring, Triple H had attempted to escape through the crowd, but was quickly intercepted by Austin. They get back in the ring, and Austin goes to town with that steel chair on Triple H. Stone Cold is like whooping the shit out of him with this chair at this point, right? And JR brings all the emotion here, and he goes, I don't like the son of a bitch, but I got some heart, damn it. Out of nowhere, Austin finds a barbed wire 2x4, like JR was hiding it for him. Then Triple H is able to counter and get a hold of it before hitting Austin right in the face, busting him open. Triple H goes for the pedigree on the announcer table, but Austin is able to counter to a back body drop and sends Trips into the Spanish announce table. They get back into the ring and Triple H bashes Stone Cold in the head with the ring bell, but it wasn't enough for that 3 count. Triple H keeps attempting to pinfall multiple times, but still isn't enough. Then Trips goes for the pedigree, but Austin once again counters into a backdrop, and this time over the top rope to the outside. Triple H goes over to the commentator's table and grabs the sledgehammer that JR was hiding for him. But he's unsuccessful in using it. Basically, the finish to the second fall is Triple H is able to counter the stunner with a blow from the sledgehammer. Then he hits the pedigree on Austin to score the pinfall and win the second fall. So then we have, of course, the third fall, which is a cage match. In my notes, I literally wrote... The cage is lowering and both men are exhausted. Triple H is first to start back on offense as he whips Austin into the cage multiple times. Some random ass lady screams, and it's very odd. Like she shrieked. Then Trips rips the barbed wire 2x4 into Austin's face until Stone Cold is able to counter with a chair shot. Austin returns all the favors back to 3H's as he throws him into the cell and then attacks him with the barbed wire 2x4. Triple H tries to escape, but Stone Cold pulls him back in. However, Stone Cold ends up getting racked by the ropes, which I never liked that. That sucks.
Yeah.
Triple H counters a stunner into a pedigree and then goes for the pinfall, but is unsuccessful. Austin stands up and the game nails him in the face with a chair shot. Then he goes into another pedigree, but ends up getting monkey flipped into the cage before eating a Stone Cold stunner. They both stand up. Stone Cold has a 2x4 and 3H's has the hammer of sledge.
3H's.
They hit each other at the same time and fall over. The game falls on top of... The game falls on top of the rattlesnake and is able to win the third and final fall, making Triple H the winner. Afterwards, they both just take a bloody nap in the ring. After they get done with their nap, Stone Cold brings his carcass vertical just long enough to get the last laugh and hit a stunner on 3H's.
Yep, you gotta get Stone Cold's gotta get that stunner in.
And that's how we ended the that match. It wasn't the last match of the night, but that's how we ended the match.
Yep.
You forgot one thing. Stone Cold gets pegged in the head with a beer can after that.
He does.
Yeah. He does. Yes.
Yep.
Someone has some wicked
Michael,
accuracy.
Michael, give us your notes, man, on the match. What you got?
Okay. So, you already pointed out one thing. He was the ringmaster, right? Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin is an accomplished wrestler. I don't know why they think Triple H would have an advantage over him. I didn't understand the working over of the arm. So he doesn't use any submissions that work the arm. That there's no reason to be doing that. Besides, you could say hooking the pedigree, but like really, that's not a reason for it because that's not how that move works. The random 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire just hanging out by JR. It's like,
right.
Just chilling. Yeah, just go over here and grab it.
And then JR's like, who put this sledgehammer here? Like,
Oh, I loved that.
By God, who put this sledgehammer here?
You've been sitting next to it all night, JR. You didn't see the fucking sledgehammer. I was hoping that Stone Cold was going to hit Triple H with the padded chair that he threw there and make that.
The red one?
Yeah, the
yeah, just like, how relaxing. Too many Thez presses. It's just, I like Stone Cold. I like his matches. Stone Cold to me is never a you go a long time wrestler. He needs to be in and out 10 minutes tops because he does not have a diverse moveset. So Triple H, okay, so here's my thoughts on Triple H. Triple H is fine. He's a fine wrestler. He's fine. I don't think he's a top guy. I don't think he should be a top guy or should have been booked that way. I think he is a enhancement talent to the real stars at best, like how Kane was used later. But no, he's a fine wrestler. I don't think he should be beating Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, it was a smaller pay-per-view. Triple H won those. He always loses at the big ones.
Yeah, you're right. And like the way they did it, it was like kind of like it could have gone in either way situation. And that's
right.
All
like
right.
He just happened to fall over first.
Yeah.
And
I never got the cerebral assassin part of like Triple H's wrestling style. So this match really highlights that because it goes through 3 different styles of wrestling. I don't get why people are like he's the cerebral assassin. It's like, the hell are you talking about? You put him in a figure 4. How is that a cerebral move?
Ooh.
Let's see. Stone Cold wears knee braces. The knee. He's got to go for the knee. Brilliant! A cerebral assassin of some kind.
That adaptation came along when he started using the sledgehammer.
Yeah, even then, though,
So
that's like something a
those more-
barbarian would do. Like, I'm just going to bash your face in with a hammer. Like, there's nothing cerebral about that. Like, so okay, that's all I'm saying is that his wrestling style does not match the presentation they want to put forward for him. And it drives me crazy when people think he's like a top, like, of all time. He is not. He's good. He's not great, though. Stone Cold Steve Austin should not have lost this match. That's all I'm going to say about 3 stages. Otherwise, I'd say I have a rating for it later when you ask.
I don't know exactly, what happened, but I'm sure. I don't feel like Stone Cold lost any feud, so I'm sure he ended up winning it later on down the line. But okay, well, let's see how you really feel. Wait a minute, hang on. Let's see how you really feel.
All right, what do you got?
Rank Triple H. Is he top 20? Obviously, you don't think he's top, so I'm going to just start at 20. 30, 40, 50, where would you put it?
Oh, no. See, I would say overall, Triple H, top 15. Top 15.
Okay, all right. 50, like 5-0?
1-5.
Oh, 1-5. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm in agreement there. Okay, cool.
Yeah. One more thing about this. You mentioned the kick in the balls right in front of the ref. In a no DQ match, when he gets to the street fight, why would he not just beat him to just into a pulp with that chair?
Or never stop stomping on his balls?
Yeah, like he's going to do the same thing to The Rock in 2 years at Mania 19. He's going to beat him into submission with a chair. It's just like Stone Cold needs like 2 more years to figure that out. Like, wait a minute. Got it.
What were you going to say, Primo?
I was saying that this is whenever... Motherfucker.
Lucha Dog.
Lucha Perro.
This is whenever Triple H, like, the game is on the rise during this time. This is 2001. This is before, Triple H's, whatever you call that, before the Reign of Terror. This is whenever he's on the rise to take over for, like, The Rock and Stone Cold and all of them, because also Stone Cold during this time had just won the Royal Rumble, and he's already slated to face whoever the winner of the main event of this pay-per-view is. So it doesn't matter if he loses.
AJ, what's your notes?
So, well, you guys actually summed up a lot of my notes already, so I'll be brief.
Yeah.
One, when Stone Cold slipped on the outside, he caught himself very nicely, like from falling
On the cords?
Yeah. The blade jobs are both very, very obvious, but it was still like at one point it was like, oh, you blocked the King was like, oh, okay,
yes.
Are you blading? And like
that's the one I saw. Was King was like standing,
like makes a
kind of
wall.
like they were almost having a conversation there. Like, King was like, you got it, dude. All right.
I did like when the sledgehammer gets pulled out and JR is like, where did that come from? But yeah, it's been there the whole show.
What?
Fucking JR, what are you doing?
What?
Wait. Oh, it's like, yeah, we know you knew it was there. Silly. These silly buttons. What else did I have? So I like that Triple H tried to leave the cage. It's like, really? That's how you're going to try and win this right now, by leaving the cage? Like, put a lid on it. Why didn't they put a top on it? It's a blood feud. The ending, I will say, is one of my favorite endings because no one won and no one lost. It just happened that they booked Triple H to fall after Stone Cold. And that's because they were both like dead. And Michael, you talked about Stone Cold not being able, like, shouldn't be booked for more than 10-minute matches. I agree, except in this match. Like, I think the fact that he was not in ring shape because he had been out for a year prior to this. He wasn't in ring shape, and the fact that they both got halfway through the street fight part, I like that. It added to the drama of everything that was happening. So by the end of it, they were both just completely blown up, like completely just struggling, and that played into the finish, which I liked. It just so happened that Triple H fell on Stone Cold. And about the the guy who threw the beer can, it's accurate. Hits him right in the face. And then the fact that Stone Cold had to like, we bitch about Hogan all the time, having to get his heat back after every single match. Stone Cold was the same way, yet we never bitch about it. And I always wonder why. Like, because I hate that. I hated that, Stone Cold popped up and gave him a stunner, and then they immediately start playing Stone Cold's music. It's like, I hated that.
You told me last week not to compare him to Hulk Hogan's blow off.
Yeah.
So, Michael, I will disagree with you. I do think that Triple H is like a top guy. I do. But at the bottom of the top list, if that makes
top 20 at worst.
At
worst.
Like I said, he'd be top 15 WWE for me, but like that's not that impressive when you actually think about the WWE talent that's gone through.
I would. Yeah. Well, see, now I have to sit down and I would think about it, but
I like you gotta have the guys that make the stars,
and Triple H is that guy, and so I think he deserves to be where he is. I mean, he's also a giant cunt, which is also where he is. But as far allegedly, yes.
Well, I guess my point is that, you're right. You have to have the people that make the stars, but that doesn't make them top guys. They're king makers. They're not kings. There's a big difference there. So that's my whole point. It's like you can't have it both ways.
In that regard, I do agree with you. However, in regards to this match, after the ending, I thought it was perfectly done. Again, Triple H was kind of mid-cardy, and they're like, all right, we want to push him to the top. Stone Cold is obviously invincible at this point in time. So I like that Triple H just happened to fall on top of Stone Cold to get the pin. I thought it did wonders for Triple H, whereas the win wouldn't have really done anything for Stone Cold. So, yeah, that's what I
got. For me, I felt like the crowd didn't really wake up till after Stone Cold won that first fall. You know what I mean? And then they were kind of getting into it. The next note I had, I just wrote, by God, Austin is bleeding. I don't know, but that's just what I heard, so I wrote it down. And then at this point, I already kind of felt like these guys had been going for an hour already, and Triple H had just gotten the second fall. Do you guys feel that way too? Like, I felt like it was long. It was like kind of long time getting to that second fall. Usually they make that third fall the longest. Usually the first two come decently quick. Yeah. So
the second fall was the fastest one in this one for sure. Like very much the fastest.
Cue the cage lowering music. Wah, 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 wah. Grueling match. I put both these guys' endurance is pretty top notch at this level. JR is even saying a marathon of brutality. Like I said, I didn't like the finish. They went 45 minutes. Like I'd rather see either one just come out on top. But I'm sure it was good for the storyline, is what I wrote here. 2 out of 3 falls, stipulations, rivalry feud. Triple H wins when he falls on Austin at the end. I was like, but probably the only reason why he won because this was an off-brand pay-per-view, and meaning not one of the big ones, because Triple H never won it, the big ones too much. So, of course, Stone Cold gets the stunner in, and that was my last note.
I do have
all right, guys.
Fun little thing to point out about this match for you. When they're in the third stage, Triple H is on his back, and this is right after the stunner, and they're going for the weapons. So this is right before they both go for the sledgehammer and the 2x4. You can see Austin, when he crawls over Triple H, calls the go-home spot. You can see it happen. It's like, that's when they just both start going for it. So we were talking earlier about, Salem the Cat telling us we're idiots. And that's my callback to that for that part, because you can see him call the go-home spot.
They were kind of shouting in the ring a little bit. They were shouting spots at each
and King was like, they've been talking trash the whole time.
Right, yeah. That's how they kind of play it
trying
off.
to cover it. Yeah. He's trying to cover it up.
As much as I dislike Jerry Lawler on commentary, and I do dislike him on commentary, he did a valiant effort trying to cover them, being like, clothesline, suplex. Yes.
All right, boys, we've watched it, we reviewed it. Now it's time to smelly market. Primo, this was your pick, man. Kick us off, man. Where would you put this one?
So, something I didn't notice until today, when I watched this morning. All 4 of my Primos picks, apparently I'm a gimmicky person, because all 4 of them are gimmick matches.
Oh, you noticed that now, did you?
Yeah, I happen to really like gimmick matches, so it's just my thing. I just,
I think you're the only one who didn't notice that.
It took me a while. I didn't know. I was like, what? What's the similarity between all 4 of these? No, 2 of my favorite wrestlers, and I enjoyed the match. I think it was, personally, I think the ending was like, there was like so much going on, and then it was just like sudden stoppage. But that was just my opinion. However, I mean, it was a good way for Triple H to win. What's weird is later on, like when Shawn Michaels would return, he used to do that a lot, where he'd super kick him, and he'd be so exhausted he'd fall on top of him.
Mm-hmm. And then Dolph Ziggler stole it.
Right. So anyway, long story short, 8.5 for me.
AJ.
So I talked about last week how I love this match, and I still do. Although I've never watched it like critically before, I was just watched it, because I like it, and it holds up remarkably well. There are some things that I noticed that I was just like, and like this is the first time where the stunner really starts bothering me at the end of the match. So it dropped a little bit for me. I still love it. This is one of the matches I've watched more than any other match because it's awesome. I am a Triple H fan, not huge. I am a Stone Cold fan, not huge. But put them together and like with the build and everything, I give them 8 smelly marks.
Mago.
Oh, okay. This one's tough for me, and here's why. I love old school traditional wrestling, right? And I like gimmick matches every once in a while, but I don't know if you guys have noticed this lately, but that's like all we're getting across like 4 promotions right now. It's just gimmick match after gimmick match. And I'm just kind of burnt out on them right now. Now I can tell you, looking at it from like a pure wrestling standpoint, it's a good match. It's a solid match. You can watch it again. And it holds up. I just don't think it's that great as everyone makes it out to be. So I would say this one's 7.5 smelly marks, but it's a good match with good personalities in it, and you can watch it again. It holds up.
Yeah, I'm basically mirroring what Michael said, except for like I wouldn't go watch this match again in like 2 days. Like, I don't think it has that good, maybe in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that intriguing, but, awesome rivalry, you know what I mean? And, Triple H and Austin, like, give me that anytime. But this particular match and, just the way it all went, the stipulations and kind of how it ended, I'm going to sit more at a 7 on the Smelly Mark scale.
Okay. Also, another thing too about this, the feud itself, the build up to this match, something they haven't done in a long time is the no contact order. I always like them when they do that.
Yeah.
Like you can't touch me. Yeah. So you kind of get in each other's face and, but you
especially
can't
with Stone Cold, where he has, and Triple H, because they're both like short tempered. So it really worked.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the drop kick discussion for this week. Now, next week is Primo's final pick for the month of July already, last pot of the month, and we're going to be reviewing Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy from Monday Night Raw, July the 1st, 2002, and that was going to wrap it up for Primo's picks. And then we're moving on to August is going to be AJ's favorite Intercontinental title matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so those are going to be fun. So we'll be watching, checking out some of those. So, all right, get that game show music ready, Primo. It's time to play Music Class.
Oh, God.
All right, welcome to Music Class. It's the game show where I play the songs. You tell me as quick as you can who they are. We play 5 snippets of songs in 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 seconds, respectively. The first to shout out the answer is the winner for that particular round. Now, I will say this week's, I kind of went semi-theme. They're all older, definitely all pre-2000s.
Okay.
I'd even say all pre-95.
Interesting.
So I dominated this game up until last time AJ pulled the upset and got the win. So he's the current Music Class champ.
It's a bit of a fluke that I got that with last week.
So like I said, you know the rules. We start out with 10 seconds, and we go down from there in intervals. So whenever you gentlemen are ready.
Never ready for that.
First one to shout out the answer will be that round's winner.
Let's go.
Horseman.
It's Tully Blanchard, right? Or...
Wank Pheasant.
That's not the Horseman.
Dustin Rhodes? Nope.
It's not the Horseman, no.
Oh, you said pre.
Sounds like the Horseman.
It sounds real close to the Horseman.
Sounds like every WCW wrestler's theme.
It is real close to the Horseman. I will play it once more. If no one answers it, no one gets a point.
I'm going to guess Benoit.
Final answer.
Arn Anderson.
Malenko.
AJ gets the point.
Fuck yeah.
Now, I will say it probably is an iteration of Four Horsemen, but this was Arn Anderson's.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair.
Come on, flukes. Come my way.
Isn't AJ who got the fluke victory last time, right?
I was, yes.
Well, that's because it came
Next
down
up.
to the last one.
Your 8 seconds. This
Okay.
one might be quick, boys. Michael, have your listen ears on, because these guys are going to be loud.
Midnight Express.
Yeah.
That goes to Dirty Bird.
Yeah. My dad would kill me if I did not get that one right.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it, because I wanted you to...
So that's 1 AJ,
that
1
one.
DB. 6 seconds, here we come.
William Regal.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
God damn it.
Good job, Michael.
I had a
damn I went too fast.
In my days working hard on the go.
This is like Cracker Barrel music.
It is.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Makes you do your hand, your fist.
Like he sells the album at Cracker Barrel.
Ooh.
Next up. So that's 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Wow. This
Here
is a
we
good
go.
game. 4 seconds. Ooh. I know who I think will get this one, but
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Shit.
No. British Bulldog.
yes,
Oh!
Nice.
Nice.
Duh.
Nice.
Oh, I am ashamed of myself.
AJ, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I am. Yes, I absolutely am.
That's because I thought you would get that.
I should have gotten that.
Michael in the lead, 2-1-1.
Uh-oh.
Here is your 2 seconds. Michael gets it. He's the winner. I didn't sign up for a tiebreaker here, so I don't know what we're going to do.
I got you covered.
All right.
Ryan Pillman.
It's meant to be hard.
Fucking
I said old.
Yeah.
Rick Martel.
If you guys give up, Michael wins.
I don't have a guess. I really don't know. Freebirds. No, it's not that. No. I got no guess.
Shit. Fucking. Play it one more time. That's gonna make a difference.
Is it the Steiners?
No.
That's a good guess.
I thought it was Steiner Line.
Is it a tag team or a singles?
A single.
From the 80s or the 90s?
He already told you that. Give him
Not
like 10
completely
seconds
sure.
or
It's
something.
definitely
How are we going to do this?
395. I'll give you one final answer. One more answer. That's all you get.
Okay,
I got nothing. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Brutus Beefcake. Oh, it's Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man.
Yep.
If you'd have played it when I heard Cobb County, Georgia,
I couldn't play the whole thing though. Yeah, I know.
I know.
That's why it's meant to be hard. Congratulations, Michael.
Michael with the W.
Michael.
Nice.
Coming in here stealing our championships.
Good luck. Look at there. Somebody get granny planted.
You all got granny planted.
Everyone's
very good. Very good.
I'll take my fluke win. Thank you.
We'll the answer if it was 80s or 90s. I was like, I don't know.
How did I not get the fucking British Bulldog?
How did you not get the British Bulldog?
I don't know. I guess the exact opposite of British Bulldog.
All right, we'll be bringing Primo's music class back next month. You guys ready for King of the Mountain? All right, Lemmy, kick us off here.
Time to play the game!
All right, so last week for our very first King of the Mountain, we chose between Santos versus Guadalajara in a men's Mexican La Liga soccer match.
Hell yeah.
All right, final score was Santos 1, Guadalajara 1.
Aww.
So soccer, we had a tie, so I'm gonna call that a push. So we're all gonna take a win there. So that's
it's a one for all
of us.
Yep. All right, boys. For this Friday, we're gonna be picking a little women's WNBA basketball, and you probably ask yourself why. Probably ask yourself why, right? Well, the Storm are playing the Mercury.
Obviously.
So Storm, Lance Storm, Tony Storm, James Storm, Mercury. Joey Mercury.
Joey Mercury.
There we go.
Hey.
So
you are clever. You're a clever little shit, aren't you?
Yeah, so here we go. So make your picks, boys. You guys want the Seattle Storm or the Phoenix Mercury?
Well, Lucha Daddy, let me talk to you. I'm going to go with whatever city that was, Mercury.
Phoenix.
Phoenix Mercury. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Seattle Storm.
I'm going with the Storm myself too because I don't pick against James Storm. I just have a motto.
Sorry about your damn luck.
Thank you, sir, very much. So, all right, we'll see if we can run the streak up to 2. Somebody's going to lose here between us, AJ and Primo. So somebody's
we can't have a draw every week.
Can't have a draw every week, not in women's basketball. So, all right, it's been a fun pod here, AJ. It's time to close the show.
How's it going, everybody? This is the wild child, Connor Hopkins, the handsome coyote in Those Damn Coyotes, and you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
You know, I'm impressed with myself that I waited that time. Normally, I just don't. I just start talking.
Look at you.
So, you can catch us, that being the Sit Down Marks, and Moggle, every Wednesday night right here on YouTube, around 7-ish, 6:45, depending on when my lazy ass gets home. You can also catch us on all your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Google, blah, 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 blah. And every Friday, catch us at 6:15 before the
number one
Thomas Bryce Show on SportsWire Radio. Love Thomas Bryce. Love those guys. They are such big supporters of us. Can't thank them enough. Also, we have merch, such as Roman is a Wank Pheasant t-shirt. You can get said merch, said t-shirts, said sweatshirts. I didn't say sweatshirts, but sweatshirts, coffee mugs, so on and so forth. Baby clothes.
Baby clothes.
tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. That site, once again, is tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. And I believe we have a sale going on right now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
35%?
They'll have a couple hours maybe
correct.
to get in
today
on
says
the...
correct.
Yeah, 35% off. Go buy you some shirts.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Lucha Daddy, give us that preview of next week, sir.
All right, come on in, sit with Lucha Daddy, baby.
There's the voice.
So last spot of the month already as summer flies by, but I got another great match in my faves for the month. And it's Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy on Raw in July of 2002. Will be the dropkick discussion of the week. Squared Circle questions return next week as DB hits us with that knowledge from the wrestling world in a fun game of trivia-ish. Also next week, my Kurt Angle trophy goes back up for grabs as we'll talk about the WWE SummerSlam Premium Live event in Nashville. Coming up soon, and then, and then make our picks for the weekend and see who I will beat to keep my trophy.
That's why you stopped. You read ahead. That's why you stopped. You read ahead.
We told you we had an announcement about a wrestler signed on. Serious.
Yeah, here we go.
Lastly, we told you we had an announcement about a wrestler signed on the Impact Wrestling roster being a guest on this pod. Well, here it is, folks. Coming next week, we talk to Mr. Perfection himself, none other than Sam Beal, baby.
Yeah.
Get ready. Big interview coming up. We're talking to Sam Beal, and he will be on the pod next week.
Yes, sir. Get ready. He's been, you've seen him on Impact. He's been under the learning tree of Brian Myers there for a while. I had a chance to talk to him at an indie show not long ago. So looking forward to talking to him. I want to thank the Iron Spirit Pro fans for coming out. Anybody that listens to this podcast that goes to those shows, we really do appreciate it. It's one of the biggest crowds we've ever had. Super excited about that. Thank you, Michael, once again for being on the show, brother. Thanks for bringing your rankings and knowledge whenever you can. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
Boo.
They're just mad because the granny plant is here to stay, baby.
It is.
That will never not make me laugh as a finishing move.
All right, boys. A little smelly market to go home on here. Excitement level for SummerSlam. 1 to 10, smelly market. Go.
Oh, boy. 2.
6.
2.5.
Like, what even is the card?
Exactly.
Seth Rollins and Riddle. That's all I care about.
Yeah, Roman,
Brock
Brock
and Reigns again.
Becky, Bianca.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usos, Profits.
Jeff
Again.
Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett's
5.5.
Okay, 5.5. Fair enough. Fair enough. Episode number 73, boys, and we roll on. AJ, take us home, dude.
Thump.
$70, 72 fucking episodes, AJ, and you just gonna just fucking change the outro like that on us?
Thump. Like if I hadn't missed any shows, then no, I wouldn't have. But I've missed shows, so
it's okay. I like it.